Hey guys, it's Melissa here with Rooted Home and Garden. I was going through some old pictures of pots that I had created in the past, and I thought it'd be fun to reshare my top 3 favorites with you. And maybe it'll inspire you to recreate them yourself. Now stick around for number 3 because that one is my favorite. Enjoy! Hey guys, it's Melissa here with Rooted Home and Garden. Today we're going to be taking this rosemary and we're going to be training it into a topiary, and I'm so excited about this because I purchased this rosemary last spring with this intention. I just haven't gotten around to it, and I feel like today is a great day to do it. Actually, it's a really good day for it because I feel like the stem is definitely strong enough to actually turn into a topiary, and I'm very excited about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually take off all the lower branches right here. We're going to find a single stem that is actually as straight as possible. So when you're in the store looking for a rosemary to turn into a topiary, you're going to just want to go through and actually open it up, look through it, find a single stem that is the center stem that is actually fairly straight. Mine's a little curved right now, but I just need to take a bamboo stake and actually stake it up. It's pliable, so I'm able to do that. You don't want one that's actually really set in its direction already, because then that's just going to cause more problems. But having some that are really movable and bendable, it makes it a lot better. So find one like that, and then you can bring it home and get started. So tools that you're going to need, obviously you're going to need some clippers, you're going to need a bamboo stake, and some ties to tie it up. Now I did have bamboo stakes. I had them ready, but I think my two little boys were playing with them and now they're nowhere in sight. So maybe they threw them on the floor and the dogs ate them. I don't know. So I'm going to need to go and buy some more bamboo stakes, but that's life sometimes. That's okay. No big deal. But I'm going to come in here with my clippers. I found my center stem, and I have to decide also what kind of topiary I want to turn this into. And I'm thinking, wouldn't it be really cool if I turned this into like a double decker, where I had a small one right here and another ball up here, and I think that would be really pretty. So I think I'm going to do that. And so to achieve that look, what I'm going to do is with my center stem, I'm not going to top off the top right here when I'm starting to form my ball. I'm going to leave my center as straight as possible, and kind of think of like Alfalfa's hair from Little Rascals. It always sticks straight up, right? So that's what I'm going to do with this center stem. I'm going to leave it straight up so it continues to grow up so I can have my secondary ball, and I think that would be really pretty. Another thing you need to decide before you start trimming away is actually how tall do you want your topiary to be. You can have it this low where it's just a couple of inches off the ground, or you can have it much taller. Before this one, I had another one where it was quite tall, and the topiary itself, the little ball, right, was way up here, and it looked so pretty. I really liked the way that looked. But like I said, this time I think I want to do the double decker one, where it's just a little ball here and then another ball here. So I'm still going to have that height that I'm craving, but it's just going to be more dramatic, I think, having two little sections. Don't you think? I like that idea. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. Let me actually show you. So I'm going to come in here and we're going to look, see how we see all the branches. I hope you can see that the sun isn't too bright right here. Here's my center stem right here, and everything lower I'm just going to chop away. It'll make it so much easier to actually see. So I'm going to come right here. Can you see me? There we go, right there, and chop it. This one right here, chop it. This one right here, and chop it. This one right here. And see what it's doing is it's making it so I can follow my center stem. And that's exactly what you want. Start small, start at the base. Turn this around. Right here. Right here. And don't worry, you'll be able to clean this up as you're going so that it doesn't cause issues. I'm just going all the way around. Hopefully my fingers are not in the way. Okay, look at that. Oh, they're so much better. Look at that. Okay, so now we can see the center stem, and now it's time to decide how high do I want the first topiary section to be. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the first ball about right here. I think that's a good spot for us. So anything under here, I'm going to take off. I'm just going to make sure you don't clip your center stem. because then you'll have to start over. There we go. See that? And I kind of have my thumb right here just as my guide so I know exactly where to stop. So I don't cut off too much. And I will say the taller you make it, the more dramatic it actually looks. My other one looked so beautiful. Maybe that one too, and that one. Okay. Oh. All right. Now I'm just going to clean up any of the little stems right here, the little leaves that are on it. And I'm going to smell great the rest of the day. Oh, because rosemary has a phenomenal scent. Now again, like I said, if you have your bamboo stake, this is a perfect time to be staking it up, especially that center right here, to make it nice and beautiful. And we're going to let this area bush out, and anytime you have more leaves growing on this lower section, you're just going to pop them off, because you are not encouraging the growth right there. You're encouraging the growth to come right here. And like I said, I'm going to keep the first stem right here because I want to make sure that it bushes right here. This becomes a new stem that goes up in another bowl right up here. Won't that be so beautiful? I'm very excited about that. The sun is bright and warm this morning. All right. The next thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that my rosemary is actually in a pot, which means I do have to fertilize this rosemary a little bit more than I would fertilize rosemary in the garden. I know they say that they don't really like fertilizer, but I do fertilize about once a year just to make them happy. But in a pot, I do actually more often. I fertilize these probably about once a month, just a little bit sprinkle here, because in the pot it's not getting any nutrients, and therefore it needs to be fed so that it just produces so much fragrance and health. It's a wonderful thing. Also, I do water rosemary more than what the average person assumes that rosemary needs. Now, rosemary is considered drought tolerant, but what I notice with my rosemary is that it actually likes water. Not too much water. It doesn't like to be soggy, but I do water it consistently. So in this pot right now, I water this about once every other day, and it's just a little bit of water in here, and it keeps the leaves healthy and happy. So I notice that if I go too many days without watering, they start to look spindly and they don't look as great. So I do water that more consistently than what you would think averagely to water them during, because it's rosemary after all. But they do like water. And actually, the funny thing is, in this strawberry pot that I actually have, I have Portulaca growing, and that's not supposed to like a lot of water too, but I also noticed that that also does better when I water this more often. So it actually does really well. In fact, Portulaca is not something that is a perennial for me. It is actually supposed to be an annual, but it's come back this year. I planted the Portulaca last year. It is a succulent that has these bright, dark magenta pinks, almost red looking flower, and it's actually quite beautiful. So I was very excited when I saw that it was starting to grow back. So I'll show you in just a second. All right, so right there's some Portulaca. Oh, right there, it's starting to grow back. I know this pot looks old. It is old. I've had this for many, many, many years, probably about 10 plus years. And I love the way this looks. To me, it has that old world authentic look. So I don't mind it in the least. But look at that. Oh, I'm so excited that the Portulaca is growing back. All right, guys, wouldn't rosemary look absolutely beautiful as a topiary in the garden? I was just thinking that if you get like a full-size rosemary where they can get 5 or 6 feet tall and then shape it as a topiary and put it into the garden, that would be amazing. That's actually sparking some ideas right now, because I think I would absolutely love the way that looks. So I may end up having to do that. But in the meantime, I've got this cute little one right here in this pot. Like I said, I am going to be getting some bamboo stakes and actually staking this up. And I really want to encourage I call it the double decker, just because that's what I want to call it. And I think it's going to look so beautiful and really formalize this area. And I feel like height on a patio really looks good. So definitely don't be afraid. If you have a patio like I do, where it's basically pool and patio, it's really not much width right here. And I think it just would look so beautiful having something really tall on this table. All right, guys, I hope this encourages you to actually go out and do this yourself. It was a fun little thing, and it took, what, 30 seconds to actually do it. It doesn't take long at all. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.